Are you feeling stuck or maybe even overwhelmed with the writing process? Then you'll want to stick around because today I'm sharing 3 ways to tackle your story if you're stuck. These are methods I've been using myself recently and they've been very helpful. Let's get started. Hey guys, Nour here and welcome back to my channel. For those visiting for the first time, hello, I'm the fantasy author of the novel Divinity Falling. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe for awesome writing advice videos. So writing isn't always easy, but then again, it's not meant to be. If it were easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. There wouldn't be a challenge. We wouldn't need to practice and perfect. So I'm actually glad that it's challenging. But now, that doesn't mean that I enjoy the tough writing moments. So I've been trying out different methods to see what keeps me motivated and excited to write. And so far, I've discovered 3 methods that are helping me get unstuck. I've been rethinking the writing process recently after having writer's burnout for a long time. And I'm hoping to share more tips with you as I discover other things that work for me. So I'm just going to dive right into the 3 methods. Number 1, write down all the themes you want to tackle in your story. Figuring out your story's theme or themes isn't something new, but I realized recently while brainstorming that if I think about my story's themes first, I basically trigger my creativity. So before I even dive into the characters and their motives, I think about the themes that I want to have in my story. For example, I want to tackle the themes of identity, poverty versus power, and that family isn't always one's own blood. Whenever I think of my story, these are the themes that I want to shout to the world. I want my readers to be moved by these things. So it just makes sense to start planning my story by considering the themes I want to tackle. From there, I can create a world and situations that force my characters to be part of those themes. So essentially, I'm waiting to give my characters a face. Instead, I'm figuring out what's going on in my characters' lives before I give them a face. And when you're writing down all the themes you want to tackle, don't overthink it. Just think of the themes that really move you when you're reading or daydreaming. Also, you don't have to tackle all the themes you write down, but having a general idea what direction you want to take your story will help you come up with plot points easier, which means you'll get unstuck faster. I have a more in-depth video on themes that I'll share in the card here. Number 2, think of potential settings that go well with your themes. This is similar to coming up with your story's themes first. Literally sit down and write all the possible locations you could have in your story, even if you don't know who your characters are yet. Choose a general location if you don't have one in your head already. For example, 1800s England. Then consider all the cool locations that can help you create the themes you just came up with. For example, let's say your theme is family isn't always one's own blood. What locations can you come up with that will cultivate this theme? Maybe your main character works in a factory where she forms deep connections with other like-minded women who become like sisters to her. That's why I think starting with your theme is so important. By knowing the general idea you want to convey, you could come up with a setting that allows you to open the door to those ideas. And in doing so, you get to learn more about your characters and start giving them life. Number 3, jot down all kinds of crazy ideas that come to mind, even if some are too absurd for the story. Now that you know what themes you want to tackle and some potential settings, you could start thinking about the plot. What can happen to your main character in the factory? What sorts of issues will she face with her fellow factory sisters? Make sure to keep thinking about your themes as you come up with ideas, and write down everything you could think of, even if you think it's stupid. Remember, this list is just for you. Not everything you write down has to end up in the story. This is just a list of ideas, and something you write down might trigger even better ideas. So write freely and just have fun. So that's all I have for you today. I'd love to know, have you ever started the writing process by thinking about your story's themes? Let me know in the comments. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I put out writing advice videos that will take your story to the next level. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media to see what I'm up to from day to day and to chat with me. And before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Sarah Frayne, Alan J. Early, and Noah Kwavanti from my shout out tier over on Patreon, as well as all my amazing patrons. Thank you all so much for your support. I really appreciate you. And remember, Nour for president.